In the quiet early hours of January 2025 in Harold Hill, East London, a routine morning turned into a nightmare that would eventually ripple across the country. Roseanne Thompson went to wake her 11-year-old son, Freddie Davis, for school. He was lying on his front, face down. When she touched his shoulder, he was cold.
It's the call no parent ever wants to make. At 6:20 a.m., Roseanne dialed 999. She told the operator, "I think my son is dead." But it's what happened when they turned Freddie over to attempt CPR that revealed the hidden catalyst of this tragedy. A single can of Ted Baker body spray fell from the sleeve of his dressing gown.
We've spent the last several weeks digging into the inquest records from the East London Coroner's Court, which only just concluded this February. As investigative journalists, we're looking past the headlines of TikTok trends to see what the evidence actually tells us. And Jamie, the medical findings from Dr. Liana Palm are clinical and devastating.
Exactly, Alex. The pathology report didn't point to a long-term struggle or a visible injury. The cause of death was officially recorded as the inhalation of butane aerosol propellant. Forensic toxicologist John Slaughter found a cocktail of propane, butane, and isobutane in Freddie's tissue. These are the standard ingredients in a common canister of body spray, but in the lungs of an 11-year-old, they are lethal.
What makes this case so haunting for our investigation is the timeline. This wasn't a child who fell through the cracks of a negligent home. Public records show Roseanne Thompson was acutely aware of the chroming trend, a viral craze where kids inhale fumes for a short-lived high. A year before his death, she had actually sat Freddie down to warn him. She even stopped buying spray deodorants, switching him to roll-ons after she noticed a can of Lynx had vanished in just 24 hours.
And yet, somehow, that Ted Baker can ended up in his room. Here's the investigative twist. Despite the media immediately linking this to a TikTok trend, the Metropolitan Police report, authored by 2 senior officers, found zero evidence of this on Freddie's digital devices. No searches for chroming, no how-to videos, nothing.
That's a critical distinction, Jamie. While we often blame the algorithm, the evidence here suggests a more analog transmission. Freddie had spent the weekend before his death with a friend in Brentwood, Essex. His mother believes he might have been introduced to the practice there, or by a peer, rather than a screen. It suggests the trend has moved off the internet and into the playground, making it even harder to track.
We also looked into the school reports mentioned during the inquest. Freddie was a Year 7 pupil at Draper's Academy, described as an outgoing boy who loved sports. There were no reports of bullying, no red flags from teachers, but officers did find 4 vapes in his bedroom during the search. It paints a picture of a young boy experimenting with adult substances, perhaps without any grasp of the physiological cliff edge he was standing on.
Coroner Nadia Persad's final ruling was accidental death, but she didn't leave it there. In her closing remarks, she issued a formal call for greater public awareness. She noted that while parents might fear illegal drugs, they are often oblivious to the silent killer in the bathroom cabinet. The vagus nerve stimulation caused by the sudden cold of the spray can trigger heart arrhythmias instantly. It's not a slow overdose. It's an immediate cardiac off switch.
Since the inquest wrapped up just days ago, there's been a renewed push from community leads in Romford for retailers to treat high butane aerosols like tobacco or alcohol. But as of today, an 11-year-old can still walk into most shops and buy the very thing that killed Freddie Davis.
Roseanne Thompson's warning to the public remains the most powerful piece of evidence we found. Aerosols do kill. Our investigation continues into how these products are marketed to minors, but for the Davis family, the facts of the case are a permanent, tragic record of a trend that outpaced a mother's protection.